Joseph and his brothers lived out the rest of their lives in Egypt, and over time they grew into the great nation that God had promised Abraham they would become. But as Israel grew, the Egyptians began to fear them, until they decided it was time to subjugate the Israelites and make them work for them, so that they would never be able to threaten the peace of Egypt. Eventually, God raised Moses as a deliverer for the Israelites. He would lead the Israelites out of Egypt and into the land that God had promised Abraham they would possess. Before the Israelites could leave Egypt, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, had to be persuaded to let them go. Despite God plaguing his land in many ways, he refused to let the Israelites leave. Finally, God told Moses that he would destroy all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. Let's hear Exodus chapter 12, verses 1 to 12.
Yahweh spoke to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be to you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak to all the congregation of Israel, saying, On the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to their fathers' houses, a lamb for a household. And if the household is too little for a lamb, then he and his neighbor next to his house shall take one, according to the number of the souls. According to what every one can eat, you shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male 1 year old. You shall take it from the sheep or from the goats, and you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it at evening. They shall take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and on the lintel, on the houses in which they shall eat it. They shall eat the flesh in that night, roasted with fire, and unleavened bread. They shall eat it with bitter herbs. Don't eat it raw, nor boiled at all with water, but roasted with fire, with its head, its leg, and its inner parts. You shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, but that which remains of it until the morning you shall burn with fire. This is how you shall eat it, with your waist girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in haste. It is Yahweh's Passover. For I will go through the land of Egypt in that night, and will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and animal. Against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgments. I am Yahweh.
God would destroy all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, yet he would not destroy the firstborn of Israel if they did as they were instructed. When the destroying angel saw the blood on the doorpost of an Israelite's house, he would pass over the house without destroying anyone. This Passover meal became an annual commemoration in Israel of the day they were delivered from Egypt. Yet, as well as looking back, the meal also looked forward to one who would come. Let's hear 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 7 to 8.
For indeed Christ, our Passover, has been sacrificed in our place. Therefore let us keep the feast, not with old yeast, neither with the yeast of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
We are told in the New Testament that Christ is our Passover lamb, slain for us, and through his shed blood we are saved. His blood bought a people from every nation under heaven, and redeemed them from the wrath of God, which will be poured out against sin at the final judgment. As believers, we are called to remember his sacrifice and to proclaim salvation to the ends of the earth. We are to live holy, righteous lives, as he who called us is also holy.